Welcome back to Brooktail Friday Podcast. We're going to be catching up with Edward today. He finally saw the Marvels twice. We also got Loki that you finally saw, and you can give us your actual opinion on. And we went paintballing yesterday. So
dude, that was great.
Still got the fucking bruise right there on the arm.
I got shot
so
3
sunburnt.
Yeah, I'm hella sunburnt. That's the worst of it. That's like the worst. Also, my hair, it took like 2 showers to get all that paint out. It just
really?
I showered no, wait. No, I didn't shower. Oh yeah, I did shower last night when I came back from getting the dog kennel. And nope. Didn't come out.
I wonder why. Interesting.
Nope.
Remember, like, subscribe, leave comments on YouTube, rate us on Spotify. Remember, we're available wherever you get your podcasts from. Paintballing, dude, that was fucking
That was great. That was great. That was awesome.
That
was so much fun.
I'll throw up some
I was gonna go to the gym today
clips.
And I was like, no.
We already had our gym yesterday.
I was like,
dude.
I'm good.
My back is still sore. My legs, my thighs are still sore. When I go to the gym, I'm gonna start practicing like the fucking running side to side and the squats and stuff like that. Just to be better at it.
Return to Boy Scouts.
High key, dude. Do some of those intense exercises so I can be just like the speedballers, right?
Yeah, just.
But that was so the last one, the speedball was so much fun. Okay, I'll throw up some clips, right?
2, 1. Come to me when you're out. Dead box is over here. Dead box is over here.
My bad, we totally took. Oh shit.
Let him out, let him out. That's game. That's game.
Now then we're back. Okay.
So, I don't know if you have any videos where he actually can see me.
So like the videos, yeah, you guys see.
You'll see.
I would walk through, but you'll see them.
Yeah.
But in the last one, my stupid hopper, a ball got stuck in the middle because I think it was just coated with paint or something. I don't know.
Grease. That's what I saw your friend doing. He was like wiping down all the balls before he put them into his gun.
Yeah,
he was like
smart about it. Yeah, so you wrap them in one of the microfibers and then you just like, so that way it doesn't they don't.
And you do it like a tamal, right? So you put force into it. So you just
you don't put force into the tamal. You put force into the paintball tamal, it will explode. So,
but at least it's edible. Who doesn't like an exploding tamal?
Who doesn't like yellow dye 5?
Exactly.
Delicious.
Yeah. Perfect for a Sunday dinner.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. We were there for like the full 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Gun, the metal gun, fell onto my foot like 3 minutes in. Like I was trying to load it up, and it slipped out of my hands, and it fell right onto my toes.
That's hilarious.
It still hurts right now. That's the most like
damage.
Injury. Yeah. Because like all of the paintballs hit me like right in my jeans, and the thick jeans like stopped it from really hitting against me. I was like, I'm so glad I brought jeans because it was right next to my nut area too. So like it was like inches away, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, they actually have paintball shorts that you can put underneath like, let's say, joggers or something, and it has a cup built in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think instead of that I'm just gonna buy a cup.
I know, yeah, regular cup. Well, because again, this one is like a paintball. It's made for paintball, so it's not because I feel like a regular cup. It's like they're not. I feel like they're not taking into consideration the amount of movement usually, because also the shorts have that extra padding on the side for your thighs. But with a cup, it's usually strictly like just your groin area. You know. But yeah, if you guys really want to get into paintball, we've got some paintball links down in the description.
Amazon affiliate.
No, we're not sponsored. I'm kidding. We don't. But
one day.
So Hugo really wants to get into it now.
Yeah,
right?
Hugo really wants to get into it.
So much fun.
It's so much fun. I do too. I don't have the money to spend on it right now, but hell yeah, I would.
Well, I told you, right? You can get literally I went overboard. I went super overboard, right? But you can get a gun and the hopper and the tank, and then basically call it a day. You don't have to get like the elbow pads and the. I feel like the elbow pad. Well, remember the most expensive part being obviously the gun, right? But like I feel like the elbow pads and everything were the other expensive parts because like the pants themselves were like it was like $100, and then like the pads were like 70 or 60, and then the padding was like 50. So.
See,
adds up pretty quick.
In my mind, I don't know why I have it backwards. I want to buy the helmet, the elbow pads, and the shorts
The protection.
first. The protection first. I'm like, okay, I'm going in there. I don't want to get hit in the eye. And okay, so the one complaint I do have is that the helmets that they give
suck.
They not only do they suck, but I couldn't fit them on right because I need my glasses to see, to aim.
Yeah,
and, you know, that's pretty standard. And I can't wear the helmet with the glasses on. This part of the glasses gets stuck in the helmet, and I can't take it off. And so my glasses kept ripping out my hair every time I tried to take the mask off.
Yeah,
it would like get jammed right here, and I wouldn't. Like I'd be like ripping my hair out every time I fucking took off the mask.
Yeah, they always say if you're gonna invest in one good thing, invest in a good mask, because you can like obviously you can always use the rental guns, all that kind of stuff, right? Until you save up enough to get a gun. But yeah, the mask is probably the most important thing outside of anything else because a good mask won't fog up. You'll be able to see through it really good. I have the one with a thermal lens, so like even though it was super bright outside and everything, I was able to see like perfectly because I'm not worried about like the glare of the sun or anything like that.
Yeah, etc.
But the fogging and also the breathability, because I swear I feel like the rental masks the first time I was like, and I was like, fuck, I don't know why. I don't know if it's just a psychological thing. Like I feel like I couldn't breathe really well out of them. And then with this one, you guys could like hear me really well. I was like, you know, you can talk through it, and it's not as muffled as like the rental masks. And also the fact that 3,000 people haven't worn the mask. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the other thing.
I know they clean them, but it's like
I was getting flashbacks to my sign flipper job, having to fucking change shifts with the person that was like sweating and spitting into the mask the time before.
You're like taxes.
No, costumes. It was the Halloween costumes. So like there was like one of the wolf masks, and so like I would like try to do a flip with one of the signs, and like I would tilt my head back so I wouldn't get hit by it, and then the sweat and spit left over by that person would just drip back onto my face.
That's horrifying.
Like,
that's actually horrifying, Edward. Stop it. Stop it.
For like $400 in like 3 weeks or something. You know, like
yeah, that sounds like child slavery. Just because like a kid doesn't know enough of math, and he's like, "Well, they're paying me in cash, right? So it's probably fine." And the IRS comes knocking, and then
yeah, it was under the table. It was when I was like 14 or something, 13.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, thank God COVID didn't exist back then.
Yeah, low key. Oh God, I'm still
I
still get flashbacks. Like, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll like feel something wet on my like face, and
I'll be like, "The wolf mask, it's back."
Oh fuck, not again.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's what people say. Yeah. The best thing you should, the most important thing is pretty much the mask, because of course if you get blasted in the face and stuff like that with the rental masks, the first time I got hit in the face, my ears were ringing. I was like, oh shit, I was like, I'm out. But with this one, I've gotten blasted. I'm just like, and I'm like, fuck, I'm out.
Yeah,
because
it's
it has like, it has
like
the cushioning and everything. It's like, it's pristine.
And hopefully, because the one thing I don't like about yours is that it still leaves your hair exposed.
I'll be honest, I'm not too worried about my head being exposed.
Your hair.
Your
hair. I'm worried about my hair being exposed. I don't want the paint in there again.
No, that's why you get the bandana, remember? The
bandana doesn't cover your hair. Not at the top.
They had the bandanas that cover.
Because I got shot right here.
Yeah, so the ones that the headbands and head wraps, right? Yeah. But the ones that they were selling are like these, right? But this is a head wrap. Like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it'll it'll cover your entire head. It's basically like a bandana.
Yeah.
But the difference between the bandana,
I just see you recently viewed and keep shopping.
Oh, I know. It's all the fucking paintball stuff. I know. Dude, like, so these guns are some of the best ones. It's like $1,600, but I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna. I don't need that.
It also looks so basic. It doesn't look cool like your friend's. Your friend's gun looked really cool. It was like pink with like light blue. That should look fire. Yeah, that should look sick.
You can get them with custom, well, not custom, but you can get them with better if you order them directly from like actual paintball stores. Because these are they're coming from some like
generic
no, they're coming from like a paintball retailer through Amazon. But they don't have as many options as if you actually go to the store. That's the main thing. But yeah, so a paintball headband, right? Yeah, look at that. So the main difference between a regular bandana and the paintball headband is that it has the extra sweat wicking right here in the front, because obviously when you're sweating, keeps all the sweat out of your eyes. And even Armando, he went and bought one after like 2 of our matches.
Yeah.
Because he was like, yeah, the sweat was just getting in his eyes over and over again. But yeah, it's a whole wrap. It's a whole wrap on there. So you stuff your hair underneath it, boom, and then you tie it at the back. Because like a regular beanie might like start slipping, but with this one,
it looks like a do-rag.
Tie it tight. I mean, it basically is. It basically
a
is.
do-rag with a sweat cover.
Yeah. But a do-rag with a sweat cover, that's all it is. But again, it's thicker than one, so it can absorb the sweat.
Yeah, I was lucky.
Machine washable.
The sweat never got into my eyes. But probably because I have like a lot of hair, and that's like acting as like the...
Wait, were you wearing a hat or a beanie? No.
Nope. Huh. I tried to wear my hat during it, but I couldn't fit it on with the mask. That's why I got... That's why the paintball got onto my my hair.
Well, you couldn't do the hat backwards? Or it wasn't like a regular cap either, right?
No, it was like a 1920s train conductor hat looking.
Looking like a fucking train conductor from the... Train conductor... 1920s hat. Let's see. Oh my God, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Jolly good, Governor. How's it going today, good sir?
I'm going to show that right there. That's what he's talking about. My God, it looks just like it.
Or like one of those newspaper boys that is just like outside eating an apple, waiting for like the next
extra. Read all about it. We've got the plague again here in the States. And it's like 2019 or 2020, right?
The plague has returned to devastate our lands.
Oh my goodness. But so in conclusion,
yes,
you can spend like, if you save $700 or $820 with tax. Okay, right?
Blah, yeah.
$800, right? Save $800. We can get you some good gear, and you don't have to break the bank, and still have a great electronic marker that you can do the.
Yeah, that's gonna wait a while. But
yeah, no, like I said, yeah.
I bought the computer, and then 2 cards for Magic came out
and they're like $700.
No, they're one is $34 right now, and the other one is $24. Those cards are almost guaranteed to go up to like $100 almost, and just stay there for like
forever,
the rest of time.
So you're like, I gotta buy them before it explodes.
Because they're just so good. Like they're gonna become like basically staples in like not most decks, but like a lot.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if I don't get them now, I'm never gonna get them because they're gonna shoot up to 100, and then I'm never buying them.
But so we're gonna plan. We're already planning for our next paintball adventure, actually on Black Friday, to go to SC Village, because they have like bigger maps and everything. All this kind of cool stuff.
To go again. Yeah.
And then
I have to double check for Friday. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. My dad might want to go south because it's just after Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday, so he might want to go. Am I gonna want to go actually work?
Well, we'll see. But yeah, so they got it's $100 off private groups, right? So it's like, instead of paying, fucking
$9.50.
$9.50. It'd be $8.50, so it's $85 per person.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Everyone saves $10.
I like that.
But it was just so much fun. I want to do it again.
Yeah.
I want to do it again. It's great. I can't wait. So, we might go to SC Village. We'll see. And if not, we could just do Hollywood Sports again. Because it's not. Like the point,
it's not like it was overly expensive for like every so often.
And there's still other maps too that we didn't even play on yet. So
yeah, that's true. I saw they have a bunch. They have events too. They have like the zombie infestation and the I forgot what else. I saw some ones right there when we're on our way in.
They actually have let me see. They have, where is it? They had an event coming up. I think it's actually on Thanksgiving weekend.
I wish we could get some more people to join. I don't know who else to ask to join, because you said for Walter's.
So in December when we
in December I need 4 people, but I don't know who else. Who else would be interested?
Because they wouldn't be able to a month before. They don't want to do paintballing at all.
One person doesn't want to do paintballing at all.
Oh, that's lame. Yeah. Drag them out in the field and have them do the birthday run.
Oh hell no! I don't want to do the birthday run, dude.
No, I
don't know why Alan was going like, let's do the birthday run. I was like,
I don't know.
Are you sure you want that?
I think more of the fact that he's like, he thinks he can outrun the paintball, so he doesn't get hit as much, Because like, okay, if you just do like a jog, you're gonna shut up. He's gonna sprint the whole way, and we're like, and most of the guns aren't that accurate, to be fair. Like if it was everyone with like better guns. Obviously, you wouldn't want to, but if it's a stock one, it's like you're like, okay, you might.
I don't know, because all you really have to do is aim a little bit ahead of him, and you're almost guaranteed to hit him. Almost. Just like a half a quarter inch ahead of him, and he's gonna get hit because the ball is going.
Well, we'll see. So he can get his birthday package next time. So that way they're like, oh, happy birthday, and give him his little hat. And everything. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that was paintballing. Paintballing's so much fun, guys.
I would be interested to see if he could really outrun all of them. I think that would be really cool. I want to see that.
He's not gonna run all of them, right? But he's not gonna get hit by the majority of it because of how how
that's
sprint.
true.
Or so he claims.
Or so he claims. Yes, that is true. That is true.
So the Marvels, tell us your opinions on the Marvels. You've seen it twice. What have you got?
I was gonna say, speaking of teamwork.
Speaking of teamwork.
How do you call it? I really like the Marvels. So I had some complaints about it the first time I watched it, but I don't know if it's because I was more like the second time that I went to go watch it, I was more like just focused on the movie rather than like things to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I had even less complaints the second time around. I mean, there's still some, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I think it was one of the better movies Marvel's produced. Like not just recently, but like overall, like.
Yeah, it's funny because it was better than the second movie. Or sorry, it was better than the first movie.
I was gonna say first movie.
It was better than the first movie, and the first movie made $1 billion. But you got to remember, we were just coming off that high from Infinity War.
Yeah.
So Infinity War made $2 billion, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen next?" And then Captain Marvel comes out, and it's an okay movie. You know, like they finally gave her a personality in the second movie.
Yeah,
that was the thing we were saying last time.
So amazing. Like, okay, because like. Obviously, we already knew in Captain Marvel that if there was a problem with Captain Marvel, it's most likely not going to be Captain Marvel herself, like the actress Brie Larson, because we've seen her in Community. We know she can act. We know we've seen her in other things, right? Like Community, amazing. Everyone knows how good Community is. Everyone loves Brie Larson's character in there. It wasn't going to be Brie Larson if it was how do you call it? I
was trying to see who she portrayed in there, but I barely remember. I haven't seen Community in forever.
It was I forgot his name. Abed's girlfriend.
Oh,
she was Abed's girlfriend.
I barely remember that. Damn, that was so long ago.
Yeah, and she was great in there. She was great. She was great. She's a great actor in there. So we knew it wasn't going to be her fault. We knew it wasn't necessarily going to be her. So I just love that she actually finally got like a script that she could work with in the Marvels. Like she made Captain Marvel an actual character in the story.
Yeah, because that first one where it's like, oh, she's Captain Marvel, and it's like that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, but now it's like there's a conflict between her leaving her leaving the Photon, right? Her leaving Photon, and then not coming back and talking to her, and then like the regrets from the mom.
Technically, she's not Photon yet. She's Monica Rambeau. She's Monica Rambeau.
And spoiler alert! And spoiler alert! She's in the fucking X-Men universe now.
Yes, she is.
What the fuck was that about?
Dude,
I told you we saved that for you because we were like, we don't want to tell them. And that was when that happened. What'd you think?
Dude, I was mind blown. I was not expecting Beast to come out. I legit was not. I
screamed again.
Yeah.
Just like when Mr. Fantastic came out. Just like when Mr. Fantastic came out in Multiverse of Madness, because I had no clue. Because I was like, okay, I saw this one. I know Black Bolt is there. I know What's Her Face was in the thing. I saw the trailer and stuff like that. And then Smartest Man Alive, and I was like, huh? And then and I was like, I fucking screamed. And same thing. And it was funny because that Hank McCoy was still played by Kelsey Grammer. So he still did the voice.
Oh, nice.
From the original X-Men.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, what a fucking mind.
That was a fucking great twist, dude. That was fucking amazing. I love that.
It's funny because I was like, she's going to a fucking parallel universe because the whole because they said it was a rip in reality, not a rip in their just their galaxies or whatever. So when they said that, I was like, oh shit, she's gonna be flung into another universe. I fucking called it. And then when it happened, I was telling my girls, I called it.
Yeah,
called it. But the X-Men universe, what?
Yeah, I would not have expected it to be like
I know
mainstay universe. I thought she would the alternate universe she'd be looking into would be something to tie in with either Loki or with Deadpool or something. Because you know what everyone's expecting. Not everyone, but large people are expecting the mutants to be introduced.
Yeah.
Would be Deadpool 3. They're expecting it to essentially bring quote unquote mutants into the MCU by doing Deadpool's most famous story, which is Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
Oh, and the TVA goes after him because of that?
The specifics are a little bit unclear from a lot of people. A lot of people, like the most common one I see, are it's like, no, he's just going to different universes, killing them. And so when people start showing up dead in the MCU, people, the heroes are trying to figure out why are all these people coming out dead? What is the link between them? And it's because, and then he goes after Kamala Khan or someone we already know is a mutant. And so when that happens, all the other heroes join in. Big happens, and they stop him some way like that. But then that's how mutants get introduced to the MCU. Like they were always already there, just kind of secret and trying to keep to themselves because obvious themes of the X-Men, they tend to be discriminated against, etc., etc. And then Deadpool brings them out in the open by trying to kill them all. And that's basically what a lot of people are thinking would happen. But now it seems like the MCU is going in a different direction where it's like they're going to either be brought in from the universe because Monica Rambeau is going to that one, and then that's how they're going to bring them about, or maybe a mix of the two where they'll cross over somehow. There'll be some event that both worlds need to go, and then the X-Men will be like, oh, there's mutants in your universe too this whole time, blah blah blah. You have to find our parallel universe equivalents or whatever.
I wonder though.
Well,
yeah, we'll see, because the entire synopsis that we have right now for Deadpool is Wolverine is healing from his wounds, and Deadpool teams up with him to defeat a common enemy.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like that's all we know.
Yeah, that's all we know. That's why I don't put too much stock in it, because it's like we don't know. You're basing this on like nothing.
We're only 6 months away from the movie. It comes out May 2024. So, it's approaching. It's getting here fast.
I doubt it's gonna be. Do you think it's gonna be?
They're already filming everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been filming since before the writer's strike. Yeah, it got delayed.
The writer's strike is like why I'm like, do you think it's gonna be done?
No, they had already finished the script and everything when they did the announcement. They were already filming scenes, and we've seen them filming scenes. But yeah, no, they with his classic suit and everything. But they're in 6 months they'll be pretty much done, dude. Yeah. Okay. I have no doubt that they'll actually be done with it.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't know, it's just so funny because Deadpool came out in 2016, Deadpool 2 2018, and then everything got pushed back with COVID, right? To be fair, everything got pushed back 3 years, so it would have been it was supposedly should have come out in like 2021, right, or 2022. But 2024 got pushed back a couple of years.
It's hard to believe that like the just 3 years getting pushed, like everything getting pushed 3 years
threw off so much.
It threw off like everything. Like it feels like we just graduated like college just a little while ago. It's already been 3 years.
Were a blur. I know.
Yeah.
But not even that. Remember, Secret Invasion was supposed to come out after the Marvels, and like remember we told you doesn't it make more sense? Doesn't it make more sense of wait. So would it make sense if Fury was acting the way he was, and then we went right into Secret Invasion after this?
No, it would not. It would not. I disagree.
Why is he acting so casual after losing the fucking scrolls from Earth?
Why
is he acting so casual about it?
No. Either way, it doesn't make sense.
Why?
Either way, it doesn't make sense because in this might be due to a rewrite, but in the show, he doesn't know that there's scrolls on Earth. In this, on like Earth or like different. In this one, how do you call it? In the Marvels, we find out that Fury does know that scrolls are on Earth. They're in New Asgard.
No. Wait. In Secret Invasion, he did know that scrolls were there because that was the whole point of it.
No, he didn't know that the refugees were there.
He did.
He specifically tells them, "How could you not tell me that scrolls were living here as refugees?" He knows there were a few, the ones that he brought originally in the 80s. He doesn't know that the new ones, that the new ones that got sent from this planet are there. Either way, the timelines do not make sense for Secret Invasion and the Marvels. No matter which way you try to piece it together, it does not make sense. Which is one of the issues that I have with it. It's not necessarily with the Marvels. It's with the fact that these two don't gel together. And considering how bad Secret Invasion was, my personal opinion, I don't really care about Secret Invasion.
No. Well, so he did know because the first episode, right? Talos pursues Ross for killing a CIA agent who theorized that shapeshifting Skrull rebels frustrated that Talos and Nick Fury have not found them a new home planet.
Yeah,
intend to incite a war between Russia and the U.S.
from the 90s. That's why the dude is so young. He was a kid in the events. How is he going to go from a kid to an adult?
So that's the thing. Yeah. In 1997, Fury recruits several Skrull refugees, including a young orphan Gravik, in exchange for helping them find a new home planet. So he'd been trying to find them a planet for 26 years.
Yeah, so it's the original one, not these new ones. These events of the Marvels where the Skrulls come in are happening now.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and in Secret Invasion, he doesn't know that those Skrulls are here. Or, yeah, in Secret Invasion, he doesn't know those Skrulls are here. But in the Marvels, he finds out. He knows that they're there. He knows that they're in New Asgard. Captain Marvel is the one that sent them to New Asgard. And New Asgard is on Earth.
When did we only saw
we saw the little clip thing where Valkyrie showed up.
I was like, Valkyrie shows up and takes him to New Asgard, but he never worries about those that are over in New Asgard. And also, it doesn't make sense that she's taking them to New Asgard when I'm the president of the United States, and if I see any Skrulls, I'm gonna kill them.
Yeah, that's why I say it doesn't make sense either way. Either way you put it, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't connect with Secret Invasion that well.
Maybe because of the rewrites. I mean, there was a bunch of rewrites.
I was going to say, I assume it's because, that's what I said earlier. I assume it's because of the rewrites. They tried to, and they failed. So no matter which way you put it, it just doesn't work. And it's just, honestly, I just put all the blame on Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion was so bad that I assume most of the errors are because the Secret Invasion team and, again, Marvel doesn't have, a head showrunner. Doesn't really use, lead showrunners to have an overall idea of where everything is going. So these two departments probably just didn't talk to each other and just wrote stuff. And then when they realized the mistake, they tried to quickly cover it up, and it just didn't work. That's what I assume, something like that happened. But it's really it's really bleh. It gives really a bleh feeling. I don't know how else to put it, but bleh.
Yeah, no, it's not cohesive. So
yeah.
Oh well. We'll see.
It also doesn't make sense that why would because let's say this happens first. Yeah. Why would that guy be so adamant about needing to find a new home planet or terraforming Earth somewhere or being somewhere they don't belong? And why would if they do have an area where they can leave for a little bit, right? They have to go. They can go to New Asgard while they try to find a new place. But he was acting like there was nowhere they can, and that he had to make a whole new compound for them. Honestly? When they did have a space to go to. They had area in New Asgard. Unless some other property comes out and it's they eventually had to leave New Asgard too for some reason. But I don't understand. And if the president was hunting them down, then it would the show should have tried to present it as now we all have to flee to New Asgard instead of just being everywhere on Earth, right? I
guess
either way it doesn't make sense. No matter which way, the writing is just in Secret Invasion is just too poor to match up to the Marvels.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because at the very end of the show, Fury asks Vara, right, his wife, to come to Saber with him to help negotiate at a peace summit with the Kree, right? And she wasn't even in the Marvels.
Yeah.
And then he's just acting all nonchalant, use your black girl magic and stuff like that. And it's I mean,
okay,
some questionable dialogue, but
there is some questionable dialogue. I'll agree with that. But from last time when we were reviewing the Marvels,
yeah,
you guys blew up the comedy from Nick Fury. I didn't think his comedy overstayed the welcome.
Okay, because that's all he was the entire time.
No, he was also emotional support for the parents and for Kamala Khan, and he was also acting as a bridge gap to reignite the family dynamics between Monica and Captain Marvel. He served other functions.
If anything, Kamala was more of a bridger than
Kamala. He eventually got supplanted by Kamala on that once she joins them on the spaceship. But he was doing that. He had several different functions, and it's just that the comedy is the most apparent.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying though. Yeah. I if I watch that movie, I shouldn't come away going, all I can remember was Fury just cracking jokes.
Yeah. They were the most focused on aspect of his character. I'll give you that. Yeah. But I don't think it necessarily overstayed its welcome. At least not for me.
Okay, well, again,
I feel like there was enough comedy that they didn't need to use them to make those moments so focused in on. But overall,
I mean, I gave it an 8 out of 10 for a reason, right?
Yeah.
I was good movie.
I agree with that.
Movie.
I agree with that. 8.5 out of 10. All right, I agree with that.
We don't use 0.5s in this household, Edward.
No 0.5s?
No. Or else, why not just make the scale 1 to 20, 1 to 100? Where does it end, Edward? Where does it end?
I will give it 1.26895.
Never. Speaking about Edward, we had some lore. Your new name.
Oh yeah, lore. We have some
finally
new podcast.
It's been
lore.
A month.
a month with this on the docket. What do you think about Lore? Or do you think I should add another middle name? A different one?
Not Lore Edward.
Not Lore?
Not Lore.
Not Lore?
Why Lore? That's
I
like,
don't know.
why Lore?
I don't know. I thought it sounded nice.
Because when you say Lore, it just sounds like, I don't know if I'm just so fucking criminally. I'm just
criminally conditioned.
I'm chronically online, so I'm like, oh, lore, like, oh, I see you're caught up in your Shrek lore or things like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Edward
story.
lore.
Exactly. Like, yes. Are you caught up in your Edward lore? Like, you know. So I was like, eh. But
if Michael's here, Michael, are you caught up on your Edward lore?
Exactly.
Have you learned?
Honestly, Michael is not caught up in his Edward lore. He is not.
He's not here for this one. What do you think? What do you think? Well, what do you think would be a good name or a better name?
I'm so used to just having a first and last name. It makes it so less complicated. So that way I'm not like, like in Arthur when they're like Arthur Timothy Reed, and it's like, oh, they just said your first, middle, and last name. You're in trouble. But for me, it's like, well, if my parents say my first and last name, that's still enough to get me to start shitting myself. You know, I'm like, oh, what did I do? You know.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, it's the same effect. I mean,
yeah,
they're just saying his full name at the end of the day. I don't know. I feel like it's more safety because, like, there's, you know, however many hundreds of Edward Brambilas or whatever. Like, there's a lot of people with your same last name. There's not. It's a lot hard. Like, the more in like it's like a password. The more characters you add, the harder it is to freaking guess it. There's a lot. It's a lot harder to like understand. The fact that my LinkedIn page is the third one is like.
You're basically first right there. Look at that.
How the fuck am I first? What the fuck?
Manager at Lantern Lights. Look at that. Why'd you leave the green screen, Edward? Come on.
Because that was the only picture I had. I didn't know what to put.
You gotta take a professional one where you're like,
okay. For my particular
for a second, I thought this was Walter.
Oh,
I was like, oh shit, Walter's still here.
Young Walter. Okay, so this might show how little I fucking actually Google my name, but I know the fact that my LinkedIn page is the third search result when you Google me is not the best indicator of this, but it is safer. There's a lot of more people with your same first and last name than there is with your first, middle, and last name. And if you have a first, middle, last, and second last name, you know, even less. So it's just about like safety features, basically.
I'm lucky that I share the same name with an actor, so only they pop up. I am like perfectly protected. If you look up my name, I'm so good with my privacy stuff. Like on my LinkedIn, I also have it that you can't see my picture unless you're already connected to me. So people have to like know who I am, know what city I'm working in, all this kind of stuff, you know, which is not information I give out. But yeah, even on like Google Images, things like that. There's an album of a guy, another famous guy, some other guy on LinkedIn, but I will never pop up. And I think, I mean, if I put in like the city I was mostly in, still doesn't pop up. It will pop up for like other things. Like that is actually the phone number that I used to use.
Oh fuck!
I know, isn't that crazy? Because like
smart back. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, don't say too much out loud, right? Yeah. But yeah, so this is all like okay, you know, fucking it actually does say where I went to school and things like that, right? And other, this is actually an address I used to use, but it's not.
That's low-key fucking scary. Not gonna lie,
it really is crazy.
Because like obviously, like my LinkedIn will tell you that. Like if you click my LinkedIn, but
I had to search this
term
specifically, which we won't say out loud, to not dox myself.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Unless you know how to Google, you're not gonna be able to find people. For the most part, like that's why if I'm looking up, you know, let's say
but for identity, I know it's usually rare, but for identity theft to happen, all that really needs to happen is you write down, let's say you're named Andres Sandoval, right? You go somewhere, you write your name down as Andres Sandoval for like some legal purpose or whatever, and the people running the administration behind it confuse you, Andres Sandoval, with someone else, and now boom, you have access to like some of that. And I know there's other safety guards that they can ask for and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, there's just so many stories where if you just have your first and last name, you're just so much more likely to get your identity stolen. That's why like having a middle name or something, like especially if you have like I know a lot of juniors, like people would like, oh, like their dad is named the same thing as them.
And so, people living at. So that guy was your previous tenant, wasn't he?
Your next. That used to be your next door neighbor.
Next door, and then it'll still show. So if you click on that name, and then it shows you the age, everything, background report, numbers. That one I know for a fact is your home number.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy the amount of information.
You know what's funny? Go forward. These three have
Were
never
old
been.
ones?
No, they have never been at my house. None of those.
Well, yeah, well, that's the other thing. Sometimes they'll just
Yeah.
throw up, you know, random phone numbers and thinking, okay, maybe it was, but it wasn't. But there's so much, it's crazy what you can find when you Google.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude.
So don't change your name. You're fine.
Yeah.
Because then if you have a more unique name, they're going to be like, dun, 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 and living in, dun, 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 dun. Okay, boom, they found you. They found you.
Yeah, but like for like identity theft, like for bank account and stuff, it's a lot more riskier not to have a middle name.
Well, wait, it's riskier?
Yeah, it's riskier to not have like a more unique. That's the whole point.
Okay,
it's not necessarily about
yeah.
online data.
Yes,
it's about like your financials, your like actual input. Like I guess it is important, you know, because if someone stalks you or something like that, yes.
Yeah.
But for your like 9 times out of 10, most people aren't usually gonna have someone stalking them. I would assume. Hopefully. But for like your more important stuff, like your financials, your house, your paychecks, your you know, your legal status, your legal self, your entity self. It is much safer to have a middle name for that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, and it's funny that you say that because I'm like, wait a minute. I just realized I have my mom's maiden name on my on my bank account, and I was like,
and then that name you don't need it. And then also the other thing is that if for whatever reason you can't use your first name anymore, like someone else is trying to take over you, like actively, you just switch your one of your names to the other one. So if you have 2 last names, you just switch your last name to your second last name, and then that becomes easier. You start using your second last name as your last name, and then that's it. It works as if it was your last name. So you just don't tell anyone that second name.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, if you really know me, then you know my second last name.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then they wouldn't.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then that's why, if you notice, a lot of Hispanics are like Luis Estrada Eduardo Jaime the second.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why you have so many, like, especially in the Hispanic community, that's why you have so many names.
Wait, oops, I was trying to type in AOC. It was... Yeah, it's Alexandria. Alejandria.
Yeah.
Not Alejandra.
Yeah.
So, AOC.
Yeah.
Speaking about AOC, let's pivot to LOKI. Loki. Great segue.
I love Loki.
So what do we got? Tell me your initial thoughts about that last episode.
I thought it was so fucking sick, dude. I thought it was so fucking sick. That was like such a high point.
And like, and now does it make sense why we're asking you about the tree and stuff like that?
Yeah. Now it makes sense. Now it makes so much sense. The part though that I didn't see. Why were you guys talking about the dragon?
It was some shit that came up. That's why.
Oh,
it wasn't,
okay.
Real.
I was like, dude, the dragon doesn't come up at all in here. Like when you first talk about like Yggdrasil, one of the first stories that I think of is Ratatoskr, the rat that lives inside of it that like climbs up and down it every day or whatever the fuck. No, I'm just kidding. It's like actually interesting, but. How do you call it? But that is basically the first thing. So I was like, if they're gonna adapt anything from like actual Norse mythology involving the tree, I would have assumed that. That feels like the more popular mainstay of the thing, or that, or like Odin getting hung on it. But Odin doesn't exist anymore, so maybe Loki gets hung on it or something. I don't know. I guess he kind of is right now. He's trapped. The themes of the last episode. Yeah, the themes of the last episode is that this is his punishment. He got what he wanted in the end, but it is now a prison. He is a prisoner of his own thing. He is a slave to what he used to want.
But because he knows what he must do, he has to control the multiverse and whatnot to make sure that everything can live.
He cannot leave unless he dies, and by virtue of him being a better person, he is now essentially enslaved to the tree. He cannot. He's enslaved.
He did the ultimate sacrifice.
Ruling. Yeah,
That's
that's why. Yeah,
and have his friends live on.
More importantly, that's why I think, like he's perfectly set up to become like the next like main lead of the MCU.
How?
Because like the whole story,
he's outside of the multiverse now.
Yes,
taking care of it.
Literally by the themes of the show, trapped inside of somewhere he does not want to be, and in somewhere where we don't know if it's stable. No, he chooses to be there. isolated. Like the main theme of the show was that he wanted to get back to his friends, and now he's forever separated from them.
No, because he can still observe them.
He can observe them, but he cannot interact with them. He cannot be with them. That is the whole point.
Knowing they're safe
be there.
is the main thing he was trying to do.
That is why he is happy there. That's why he's happy to do that. But that does not mean he wants to be there. He does not want to be there. He wants to be with his friends.
He's
literally
grown up.
Sylvie literally like explicitly gets him to say this. Yes, I want to be with my friends. Like that's literally what he wants.
But
like,
he
cannot get clear with that.
He has to get over his selfishness. That's the journey. That's the Loki journey. He gets past just the moment of I want to be here with my friends, me, myself. I have to figure it out, and looking at the big picture.
Yes,
like Kang said.
That's why he sacrifices. But implicitly, by saying it is a sacrifice, it means he does not want to do that. He has to do that. It is his responsibility to do that. That does not mean it is his wants, his desires. He's in a place trapped where he doesn't want to. So it's set up perfectly for Sylvie or for Sylvie. I keep fucking it is Sylvie, right?
Sylvie.
Yes. I keep mixing it up with Sophie. He's in the perfect position to have like other people rescue him to find a solution to the issue that doesn't necessarily involve him being there.
There is no solution. He is a solution.
As far as we know. His
story has finished. It was a 14-year journey, and it's concluded.
Literally, they can still save him. He's still alive. Am I a writer on the MCU? No. I can theorize about how, but he is literally, in writing terms, in the perfect position for people to go rescue him because he's somewhere he does not want to be. He is trapped. We have seen these types of stories.
Or they accept that he is now the one above all.
How about we take a different example? How about we take this from a different example? When in Green Lantern comics, when the Source Wall was getting drained, who ended up becoming the White Lantern and replenishing the Source Wall?
Well, Kyle Rayner technically didn't replenish the Source Wall. It was the entities that go into the Source Wall and kill themselves to temporarily do it.
But
it's just a Band-Aid fix.
But who sacrificed themselves to go into there, right?
Kyle Rayner's still on the side.
Yeah, and he came back.
No. But because the entities went into the Source Wall. That's what the solution was. It wasn't Kyle Rayner going into
That's why he dropped that's why he stopped being the White Lantern, because he used all that energy to get them back in.
He's still the White Lantern. What are you talking about? Well, okay, I don't know because they've already rebooted it, but he was still the White Lantern after that. Let me see if he's still the White Lantern. New Earth. No, yeah, I don't know. They've already fucking changed it so many times, and there was like Rebirth and stuff like that. So we go all the way down. So Parallax, Alpha Lanterns, Blue Lantern, and then Krona. I remember that. Chris Kronos from the old universe, and wait, what the fuck? There's nothing after him beating Krona. Stupid.
Yeah, a lot of the comic wikis, they're not complete and they're not accurate. They miss a lot of information.
It's continued in the New 52 at Kyle Rayner Prime Earth. Okay.
Maybe.
Hybrid Lantern, okay. And then Rise of the Third Army. Lights Out. Okay, Relic. So he entrapped Kyle in black devices to drain the energy he needed until they saved him. And then Kyle pulled Relic through the Source Wall that guards the edge of the universe. Relic was transformed into a part of the wall, and then Kyle... So the Guardians stayed behind and studied the wall, and they saw Kyle reemerge from the other side. Kyle told them the entities sacrificed themselves to refill the reservoir that fuels the rings of the lanterns. And then Kyle's survival must be kept a secret as his journey had only just begun. And then that's basically... No. Oh, then he just returns as a Green Lantern?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, I guess
he was
so.
Because I'm like...
Yeah, I told you. But like... So, like, the basic thing is Loki is currently trapped as a prisoner. He is doing the sacrifice because he, obviously, he did the big sacrifice. But, it is a sacrifice. He doesn't want to be there. Like, what is he sacrificing if he does want to actually be there? He's not sacrificing anything if he wants to be there. He has to be there. It is his responsibility, his duty, his je ne sais quoi or whatever.
But that's why
he
accepted
But he doesn't want to be there. He accepts the responsibility the same way any hero does. That's the whole thing. It was about turning Loki from a villain into a hero. That's the whole show, right?
It's a hero's journey.
The hero's journey. It's the whole point. He's a villain. He becomes a hero by the end of it by making the sacrifice. But what is the sacrifice? He's clearly sacrificing his want to be a friend. No, his sacrifice is being in a place, doing something he does not want to, in exchange for, for the multiverse surviving. He sacrifices being with his friends. He sacrifices being happy in exchange for all of reality existing. Yeah, for all of reality existing.
Iris West
so
Allen,
he's trapped.
Flash had to leave
So he's trapped. So he's in the perfect... Even Sylvie says this in the show. She's like, he's buying us time. He's sacrificing himself so that the universe can continue existing.
Yep.
And they're in a perfect position. I can very easily see a season 3 or something, or another
There's no more seasons.
I can...
The series is finished because Loki's story is done.
Doesn't need to be done.
It might pop up again, but he's not... But he's not going to be the next main character or anything.
He's in the perfect position to be set up to be that.
How?
And he doesn't... Okay, first off, let's start off by comparing him to the other people that they put into position to lead the MCU forward.
Kamala,
no.
Spider-Man.
They put Kamala now with the recent one. So these are my thoughts from before seeing the Marvels. So Kamala's
but let's
running
take it
now
with the Marvels, because
if it's in the Marvels,
and now you know what's going on. Because even she was doing the Nick Fury thing of like Young
in the
Avengers.
Marvels now we have Kamala as like the new potentially, but before Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, they all failed to be able to take up the mantle. Not only did they not really fulfill that type of condition within their own movies, even in No Way Home. No one knows who Spider-Man is. No one trusts Spider-Man. He's just like a nobody superhero now.
It's back to being street level.
It's back to being street level. He is not fit in a position to be able to lead the MCU forward. Not anymore. Doctor Strange was it, but there's not a lot of like oomph going to that. He's probably going to be more like his comic book counterpart now, rather than being the lead moving forward for the MCU. And that was really it. What after that? Who do we got? She-Hulk? Kate Bishop. None of them are really in a position to lead the whole of the MCU moving forward. At the time when Loki was just out, before the Marvels, all we had was Loki. He's the only one in a position, because his position in the story right now, trapped somewhere where he doesn't want to be. He's made the ultimate sacrifice from which he can still be rescued from very easily. In another season or in another property, you can very easily have Sylvie going, "Hey, everyone, I found out how to rescue Loki. I found out how to maintain reality without doing that. We just have to try to do this." And everyone is like, no, we can't do that. It's too risky. Loki's made the ultimate sacrifice to stay there, and to
also
maintain
that would
it.
Invalidate his
blah,
sacrifice.
Blah, 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 blah. And then find a way, and then find a way, and then do that thing. And then the story could be about actually building it, having some characters, and then rescuing them from there, and then having them, come back and move stuff forward. But maybe with a power up, maybe with something else. No, it's a very easy way to give him a power up. Even like my friend, he was coming back to me, "Hey, this new Loki could be the God of Stories. This could be a new Loki once he comes back out."
That's what Michael said.
Michael said that. Another friend said that to me as well, independently. They're in a perfect position to become a powered up Loki that can actually then be a character within the story. He's perfectly in position to be able to do this kind of stuff for like in another season or another thing. It's very, very easily set up to continue forward from here. Just because he's trapped, he's in a position he doesn't want to be, that sets it up perfect. That's easy drama. That's easy writing right there. But also, now in the Marvels, we have Kamala. We have Kamala also being set up to be the new Nick Fury, being the new Iron Man moving forward.
Oh, just kidding. Photon's a different universe.
Photon's a different universe. Strike that. They're doing stuff with the X-Men right now. You know.
But if you rescue him, you're gonna invalidate his whole journey, because you're gonna be like, yeah, he made the ultimate sacrifice to protect all of us, and we know for a fact that he's given us time. But I mean, from what we're seeing so far, it's working, right? So you can keep having infinite branches, make the Yggdrasil of the tree of all the timelines. But if you then pull him out of there, you're just going to go back to him like, okay, yeah, your personal selfishness is better than you overlooking all of reality. And it's like, is it really though?
No, it wouldn't. It would invalidate it a little bit, but it wouldn't invalidate it that much to the point of uselessness. The world was still dying. The world was still destroying. Like, this is what they like. That's the same argument that they made about when Loki first came out, Loki season 1. Everyone was saying, "Oh no, this invalidates Iron Man's sacrifice of getting rid of Thanos, because what does it matter? Kang was writing the script the whole time. It's gonna happen anyways. It was always meant to happen. So Stark's sacrifice didn't matter at all." And when you rewatch that, does his sacrifice not matter? When he leaves, are you still not like,
in context? In context, it's not necessarily that he wrote everything. It's that he was monitoring so that a new Kang didn't pop up.
Yeah, no, well, it was modern for that, but he chose he is the one saying like this is the sacred timeline, this is what needs to happen, these are events that need to happen in order for that to happen,
yeah,
or in order for Kang not to appear. But that does mean that that Tony Stark's sacrifice was pre-planned. Stark had to get sacrificed. Stark had to do that, so it's invalidating his sacrifice.
But he still had the free will to do that sacrifice. Because if he didn't, then you'd go back in time and do it.
Yeah, yeah. Is that really free will? Do any of them really have free will? If Kang can just at any point say, no, this reality doesn't exist, and the only reality that's going to exist is the one where you do what I want.
They do have free will now because of Loki.
That's not free will. If
Loki
someone can
freed
go
the timeline.
Loki now, but if someone can just erase all the timelines that don't match up wherever you don't do, like, okay, if you're a child and you can go run across the street, but every time you go, everyone in the world or everyone in the universe disappears, and now you have to redo everything until you do the correct choice. Is that really free will? Are you really allowed to exhibit your free will in that case?
I mean, technically you are, but you're just getting pruned every time you do. So
yeah, you really don't. You really don't. You haven't really chosen your way through.
I guess.
Like, you know, you're not really allowed, even if you have free will, even if you want to make the argument they do have free will, they're not allowed to express it. They can't have free will. So how do you really don't. You really can't. You really can't exhibit free will.
I guess.
Until Loki freed up the timelines, but, you know.
I was trying to find Ouroboros, but I don't think
Ouroboros?
Ouroboros? I don't remember. But I don't think he actually exists outside of the MCU.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
But it's funny.
I mean, even the TVA is kind of a small entity in the comics. It's not really huge.
Well, so it's funny because they were like, when because the Ouroboros is a snake eating its own tail, right? And the whole like, who gave you the book first? Was it Victor Timely that gave him the book, or was Ouroboros because he was basing off his work? You know, it's like a snake that eats its own tail, Ouroboros. So.
And they played it. This is clear. The ending, the whole story is like implied, not explicitly stated, but it's implied to have been the same thing. Like this Kang wrote this for Loki, and Loki doing this ends up leading to Kang, and then Kang will, mature a different Loki. Back and forth. It's kind of implied to be that same way. Like Loki's actions generate a new Kang that then grows up to then generate this type of Loki, and then back and forth. And then it's also implied that like this Loki ended up breaking the whole loop. Now to then go and free everyone. That there was a third option that they never guessed.
I feel like it's still left in the air though how he got the powers, because I know Kang was like, well, I gave you the powers, but it's like, but how?
Yeah, that's why I said it's implied. It's not stated. It's implied. You know, they kind of hand wave most of that away. It's just Kang gave you, and then you lead to me, and then blah blah blah.
Still good ending. Though.
Yeah, still good. Still really good.
Series finale
still
though.
Great.
No other seasons. Don't get your hopes up.
We don't know.
Audience.
I'm not saying get your
hopes up. We know this for a fact because the showrunner said that this story came to a conclusion, and they've said in multiple interviews already that Loki's 14-year journey has come to an end.
No way.
Not to say that.
No way. Show that. I've not seen anything like that. Literally, I have not seen anything saying that.
Well, because you're not chronically online. Tom Hiddleston's 14-year-long Marvel journey as Loki ends in the season 2 finale. So it's an 11-minute interview with Jimmy Fallon, and we're going to see Jimmy Fallon going
all the time. Yeah.
But yeah. See, Tom Hiddleston says Loki season 2 finale is the conclusion to his 14-year Marvel journey. Not to say that he can't pop up every now and then, but that they're not, that's it. If you haven't seen it, I will not spoil it for you, but I will say this. It all comes full circle. It's the conclusion of 6 films, 12 episodes, 14 years of his life. See? So, the title of the final episode is Glorious Purpose. The first episode was also called Glorious Purpose. There's not going to be any more seasons, man.
I don't know.
No. I know you're saying you don't know, but I know, Edward. I know this for a fact.
I don't know.
I've seen the future, and Loki will not be the next.
I will say, saying that I am more. No, he can't. He's in the perfect position. Yes, he is. He is objectively in a perfect position to be able to do that. He is objectively in a position to do that.
Wrong.
Yes. No, you could very easily turn this into a good story moving forward. None of these characters are like completely shut out, especially not in a multi-year long medium like the MCU.
Well, You want to bet on it, Edward? I'll
No,
bet you
no,
in
no.
5 years.
I am more convinced that maybe.
I'll bet you in 5
No,
years.
I am more convinced.
Loki doesn't do shit but pop up as cameos.
I am convinced now that that like maybe Tom Hiddleston doesn't want to play the character as much anymore. But I still say the ending or the where this is, like where they left it off, is set up to be able to continue. For Loki to come back and for all that. It is set up. There is potential there.
Okay, how about this? I'm not even going to say in a few years, right? I'll bet you that indefinitely he will not be pulled out of there because he is the solution and that is the end of his story.
All right, I'll take that. Indefinitely?
Wait, how much?
Indefinitely?
How
no,
much?
I'll take that. Indefinitely?
How much?
Are you kidding me? Indefinitely?
Okay, I guess I do gotta give a time frame.
No,
Let's
are you
be
like
reasonable.
indefinitely? Like
then when they eventually reboot it and whatnot, we'll say.
I was gonna say not even reboot it. Like this is open ended, and if you notice, a lot of Marvel properties are ending up being left at least semi open ended, so that they can eventually
continue.
Not just so you can always continue, but because they've realized they can always just recast the character within the same thing and then bring them back. So even if Tom Hiddleston doesn't want to run it, they could just be like, oh, the energies of the multiverse
aged him down or something.
Aged him down, or they changed him into Kid Loki, or another actor, and then just do what I'm talking about, which is have Sylvie rescue him from inside of there and bring him out. Like,
okay. I'll bet you that in 5 years. In 5 years, there will be no plans to rescue him either. How about that?
No plans to rescue him?
So even if we hear like, oh, guys, we're going to bring back... No. I'm saying outside of cameos, he's not going to be leading shit in the MCU, and there will be no plans for him to lead anything outside of cameos for the next 5 years. Bet you $100.
No, I can kind of agree with that.
All right.
I can kind of agree with that. For the next 5 years, I can kind of agree with that, because the Marvel's moving slower. If you noticed, they've ramped down their stuff, the things. So in 5 years, given how long movies take, like even if they were gonna plan to move forward with them at some point, I doubt we're gonna see it in the next 5 years, just because of how much slower they're doing with their releases.
Well, we'll see. That's Broke Till Friday.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.